What is up, YouTube? I am MimicSouls, and you guys seem to like the last time that I did a react like this, where it's just you and me, YouTube. Just you and me. No chat to distract us. Just you and me. Just you and me. Okay? Between you and me, you guys are pretty well behaved, to be honest. So, we got our video from Regashu DB, who's a good buddy of mine. He's an amazing content creator. You guys should go like and subscribe to him right now if you haven't already. And does Wuthering Waves have to be the best? Now, I'm going to answer this before the video even starts. The answer is no. But for me, anyway, it is going to be the best, at least for its category, right? So I'm excited to see what Regashu has to say, but that's just my opinion. Maybe Regashu can convince me otherwise. Maybe he can.
So, this video was actually going to be different. A lot different. I was going to be trying to cover a topic I, at first, believed that I had enough information and context to cover, but as I was going about making the video, it just didn't sit right with me, as I was actually disagreeing with my own points as I was writing them out. So, the topic for this video today is going to be a little different.
You can admire that in a content creator. There's not a lot of content creators that I know of, say for a select few, who would be like, yeah, I'm writing down this video ideas, and I end up coming up with counters to them and disagreeing with my own points. So I didn't release the video. Instead, I did something completely fucking different. There's not a lot of people that would do that. Regashu, all the respect and love toward you, man. All respect for you.
A video that has one of the points I made in my original scrapped video. This point being that Wuthering Waves does not have to be more successful than Genshin Impact.
Thank you. The truth is, no, it really doesn't need to be more successful than Genshin Impact. Obviously, so to begin with, it would already be impossibly hard for him to meet the same level of success without it having a certain buff that we all know Genshin got. And the second thing being, some people are just not going to want that, harder style of combat that Wuthering Waves is going to have. So Genshin is honestly perfect for them. It just, in my opinion, Genshin is perfect for someone who doesn't want that level of in-depth combat.
I see a lot of people, and even hear and see some people's takes in other discords and on YouTube, believing that Wuthering Waves has to be better than Genshin Impact on almost all fronts.
I've seen this take a lot too. It is honestly getting insane how many people think that, that we need Genshin to be killed, or Wuthering Waves needs to be better. No, we don't. Okay? We need Wowu to succeed, I agree. However, Genshin does not need to be lower on the totem pole after Wuwa, right? Wuwa doesn't need to kill it. Wuwa doesn't need to do better. Wuwa needs to be its own thing, and that is the biggest thing that I want Kuro to focus on, because if they try and focus on only surpassing Genshin, that's a long, windy road, that they have to go down, and it could honestly face tank the game into the ground. So I would rather not see that myself, sorry. Still just kind of woke up. But let's continue on with the point.
Just simply isn't the case. I believe that it's foolish to try and put Wuthering Waves to such a high financial standard so early on, when not everyone has been able to get our hands on the fully released product. Now, allow me to say that I, personally, do believe that Wuthering Waves would be an objectively better game than Genshin Impact, as it will do things and have things I like more than what Genshin has, down to its genre and combat. But this is about the game's objective success financially and to the entire gacha community's eyes as a whole. In order for something to be successful, it does not have to be the best.
This is true, right? Because you could make the argument that, oh, well, Punishing Grey Raven is successful. And if you look at the Twitch numbers, right, the amount of people watching PGR, at least during the Hanyang patch, that would be completely different. Now, granted, Hanyang is a bad example due to the fact that you know, she was a free character. She's an A rank. She's not a limited S rank, right? We'll see how 21's though does during the first 2 weeks. But PGR still is objectively a successful game, right? It makes enough money to stay alive. The community is keeping it alive. So, you know, no, it doesn't need to be like Genshin numbers to be successful. And that's what a lot of people seem to forget. It doesn't need to be raking in fucking $60 million from just global, right?
Sure, a certain degree of success is needed indeed, but the standard in which people are trying to hold Wuthering Waves is a mistake. As I have
I
mentioned
agree.
previously on streams before, this is Kuro Games' first time making a game like this. To my own personal knowledge at least. People are putting
It
far
is.
too much pressure and expectations for a game that is being built outside of the company's niche. It's a completely different way to tell a story, to traverse its world, and handling of characters than Punishing Grey Raven. If people continuously put so much pressure on Wuthering Waves, they will end up ruining the game for themselves on release.
I actually talked about this myself. If you guys remember, back in my Woo video that I released, I said that too much hype or overhype or underhype will kill the game. You guys got to stop setting your expectations to unreachable degrees, or at least degrees that are fucking stupid. Okay? You guys got to tone it down just a bit. Personally, that's just my opinion. Tone it down just a little bit. You know, let Kuro Games cook. Okay? Another good example of just letting a developer cook, no matter how much you want it, is From Software, right? Because for like the past, what is it, almost 2 years? Roughly, somewhere around there, right? For Shadow of the Erdtree. Shadow of the Erdtree, we've just been like, we haven't really been putting pressure on From Software. We've been telling them, yo, let FromSoft cook. Let them cook, you know, because they cooked with Elden Ring. And we were just like, yo, Miyazaki knows what he's doing. While I want this in the game, I say we let him cook. And I think we need to do the same for Kuro Games. We need to let them cook. We need to see what they can do. Okay? So that's just my opinion, but we need to stop putting so many goddamn expectations on Kuro.
I know people are excited about the innovation of Grey Raven.
Side note, I just finished Wintry Shackles at twitch.tv/MimicSouls, where you should be watching me stream daily. Wintry Shackles was fucking amazing. Loved it.
Esque combat in an open world, but I do believe we should dial back the expectations and maybe even the overexcitement a little more. Now, allow me.
This is a point that I have reiterated so many times. So many times. So many times. It's funny because I don't know, and Chu, when you're watching this, I don't know, but didn't you used to be on the side of the fence where you said that overhype is not a bad thing at all? And now you're kind of saying to dial it back some. So I'm interested what changed that for you. If at all. So definitely DM me later. DM me later about that one.
Let me to clarify. I love almost everything I'm seeing about Wuthering Waves. I confidently believe that I will enjoy Wuthering Waves far, far more than Genshin Impact.
I know I will. I'm sorry, dude. I just stepped into Genshin Impact the other day, and there was a combat event. And as a combat junkie, I had to do it. And I fucking gold starred everything on my first try. It was brain dead. Truly. Especially after I just got done playing PGR, dude. My dodging was so fucking on point. And iframing. But the point being, like, I need higher intensive level of combat to be satisfied. And Wu is going to provide that, not Genshin. That being said, if I feel like doing another 9-hour Yap Fest, maybe I'll go and play Genshin. The only problem is Genshin's isn't voiced.
I remember playing PGR for the first time.
The main story is. But the world stories that are 9 hours, yeah, they're not.
And thinking to myself how cool this game would be if everything was the same, but it had an open world attached to it. Besides, there's a reason I've been playing Genshin Impact less and less over the years, especially after I discovered Punishing Grey Raven over a year ago, and upon HSR's release. But this isn't about whether Wuthering Waves will be better subjectively to the individual. It's about whether it's okay to put this diamond-crushing pressure of wanting Wuthering Waves to objectively succeed so outright that it either kills Genshin or at the very least receives so much praise that Genshin's numbers gets cut so significantly they would be able to call Wuthering Waves the top-grossing gacha over Genshin and even HSR. This would
I'm not against that. You know, like, keep that in mind. I'm not against the thought of Genshin losing out to Wuthering Waves. In fact, I am all here for it, to be honest. Completely here for it. I want to see that. Also, my camera's fucking up between you and me, YouTube. So if my face gets suddenly really, really red, that's the camera's doing. The audio, it's glitching out. I don't know what's going on with it. But the point being, you know, that would be amazing. You know, not for HSR. I love HSR. Honkai Star Rail, one of my favorite games ever fucking made. I loved it. I did the 2.2 quest. Fucking loved it. Went on a couple more days with Firefly. Some other things happened. Chat, when you're here, we're gonna talk about this, but I really need her. Anyway, back to Shu. Yeah, no, it'd be amazing if Wuwa does. Also, I'm really used to talking to chat, so these videos are weird for me to make.
Would leave Wuthering Waves being the top grossing gacha of all time. But I don't believe this to be the case, nor does it have to be the case.
It would be amazing if it was. Okay? It'd be amazing if it was. And frankly, we don't know. We don't know because there's going to be a lot of Genshin players who are refugees from Genshin, you know, who come over to Wuwa wanting a higher level of combat, wanting something more, wanting more depth, wanting a bit less time on, right? And they're going to get that with Wuthering Waves. So, you know, it's a win-win if they leave. But does it have to make more money? Answer, and the short answer is no.
Believe me when I say, I would love to see Wuthering Waves dominate over the gacha space for the long term, as long and as dominantly as Hoyoverse's games did for a long time. But because of all of the business moves Hoyoverse pulled after capitalizing off of that very important COVID-19 situation,
damn it, Shu, I was trying to be gentle about it. Okay, yeah, but he's right, by the way. In case you just don't believe him, or you don't believe me, the truth of the matter is, you know, without COVID-19, Genshin would have never broke the normie barrier. And I need you guys to just kind of tone up the maturity a little bit. Just turn up the maturity dial just a little bit for a second and realize that Genshin would never have been this successful without the COVID buff.
As well as having a fan base who refuse to leave the game no matter how bad it gets, for a variety of reasons, to content creators feeling forced to make overwhelming amounts of positive or abundant content down to their own fan bases.
Top 10 Likes by Tectone is a prime example of what the fuck, there is nothing to make about this game. It's the same reason you barely see me touch HSR, right? I love Honkai Star Rail. I fucking love it. When I get to play it, it is some of the most fun I get to have on stream with chat. Or when I get to actually think of a video that I can make for YouTube, for HSR. It is some of the most fun that I can have. But the truth of the matter is, like, for me anyway, there's barely any content to be made. So I don't do it. Because if I can't provide high quality content, I don't want to. And so Wuthering Waves is going to provide that high quality content for a while. But one problem is going to be that open worlds all have one singular problem, and that is the world is empty. So what is Wuthering Waves going to do about that? That is my question, right? What do I mean by the world is empty? The same thing with Genshin, same thing with Breath of the Wild, right? Outside of like main cities and everything and like main big fights, you know, you have like small skirmishes here and there around the world, chests to go pick up. But the truth of the matter is it's very hard for an open world game to do extremely successful. But while I think Wuthering Waves has the potential to do it, you know, making content for Wuwa after a certain grace period, right? after uh after the first few weeks, or even after the first few patches, it's going to be very hard, you know, for content creators to come up with new and original content that's actually very good.
Genshin will unfortunately
Notice how I said the keyword good there. That part's important.
continue to thrive regardless of the updates or lack of quality of life. This does not mean Wuthering Waves is
Give me a second.
doomed to failure.
I'm back now.
Remember,
I got
everyone,
Fairwit.
when Wuthering Waves releases, there will be problems. When people come to play the game, they will complain about it. When people from Genshin Impact or other gachas come to play the game, they will complain about a variety of different things, ranging from this is too difficult, or this isn't hard enough, or this is too different from Genshin for me to like, to this is too similar to Genshin for me to like.
You cannot appease every single person, is what he's saying. I mean, that is the fucking truth, right? Look with Elden Ring, despite how popular and successful Elden Ring was, people complained that it was so much easier, you know. So this argument is 100% valid, and I thank you, Shu, for bringing it up. You know, yo, props to you, buddy. Like I said, now that is an amazing point to bring up. People are going to bitch and bitch and bitch. You can't satisfy everyone. Don't bother trying. You know, satisfy your own niche of people.
No matter what, because of Genshin's existence, Wuthering Waves will be overly scrutinized, and I fear this will hurt the game. But I do believe that it will get better. It will find its place very well amongst the gacha.
I think anybody who's a Genshin player who comes over and starts bitching, we should just probably ignore them. Just to keep it a dime with you all. I think we should just tell them to shut the fuck up. Personally. So, that's just my opinion. But Genshin mint pickers, you know, who are complaining about the combat being too hard, you're free to leave and go back to your game.
Scene, it will be able to do its job and keep a good enough dedicated fan base for us to get great updates, good events, and hopefully a remainder of good communication between community and company. Now, I want you to tell me what you think. Do you believe Wuthering Waves has to be better than Genshin success-wise?
No.
Do you believe that it has to be the best gacha?
No.
And finally, do you share the same personal sentiment that Wuthering Waves is an already far better game than Genshin Impact? Let me know.
Yes, I do. I think it is much, much better than Genshin Impact already, and I haven't even played the fucking game. Okay? I just need something that's harder, more in-depth. I need combat that's fluid, that, you know, despite its flashiness, you can still get your fucking ass cheeks clapped. I need that, and Genshin will not ever provide that for me. And it never will. It never will. Okay? That is something I'm very much looking forward to with WoWa. It is going to be the bona fide success for me, at least when it comes to Genshin versus WoWa. Then I think it's going to be better. Ferret, stop it. But other than that,
Know in the comments below. And remember, everyone, I want you all to take care. And peace.
Oh, thank you, Shu. I want you to take care too, buddy. I want you to take care too. I already pre-liked this video because I'm goated. And you should be goated too and already have liked it. But if you haven't, then go ahead and go drop a like and subscribe to Regashu DB. And Regashu, thank you for letting me react to your video. I appreciate it, homie. Yo, my name is MimicSouls, and you can catch me at twitch.tv/MimicSouls. And you should also join the Discord, link in the description below. With that being said, everybody, this is Pause. I'm signing off. Have a wonderful morning, afternoon, or night, and I'll catch you all later. Take care.